All right, welcome back, Saints Nation. We are now in the playoff stage of the Summonings Valorant Tournament. A fantastic best-of-3 series up ahead of us here, where we do have the Gangy up against Tedward Gaming. My name's Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danners, alongside Ari Bones Malone. How we holding up? You excited for some playoffs?
Absolutely. I know this is going to be the Gangy versus Tedward Gaming, and from what I've seen so far, I'm like really big fans of both of those teams. Snorlax, I said already, was a standout player. Nyx was a standout player. Pretty much everybody. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody on that team is really good. So I'm excited to see them play again.
From what I was watching in the back room there, everybody did have an opportunity where it seems like that was their pop-off moment there. And it looks like we are into our agent select here. Snorlax, of course, this is the team that did have the Snorlax with the Burger King crown on it. So definitely stands out in my mind here. Snorlax, of course, in their game with a couple of like reverse clutches, like 1v3 and a 1v2, I believe. But then, meanwhile, on the side of the Gangy, they had a couple of these awkward, or no, I call it awkward, but unusual picks for at least what we see in professional. Like, we don't see as much Chamber or Yoru.
Yeah,
but they made it work.
It comes out sometimes, just not as often as, like, the Raze or the Cypher.
Absolutely. That's kind of what I love about these open tournaments, where a lot of the times, like, sure, you could have some teams that are like established teams that have been playing together for a very, very long time coming in and playing the meta and what have you. But a lot of times we do get these groups of friends just coming in to compete and seeing how they can do in a tournament setting with it just being open like this. And in those kind of scenarios, screw the meta, just play what you like. Literally. And it oftentimes will work out in their favor. It does look like, unfortunately, though, a little bit of an off-put moment here for one of the players who did disconnect, but that's okay. But
yeah, those are usually quick anyways to fix.
Yeah, very, very quick. I was going to say, it looked like the one team just did not have any agents selected at all.
Yeah.
But of course, here with the summoning, this is not the only thing in the happening at the summoning itself. Sure, this stream is mainly going to be focusing on the Valorant side of things, but of course, over at Enter the Dojo, there is going to be your mixed bag of fighting game titles alongside Smash Melee as well. And also, Saints Gaming CA2 has all the card gamers playing there. I know currently they are looking to be doing some Pokemon. I think One Piece is coming up as well. So plenty of things happening, all sorts of events happening in the hallways as well, just like random stuff. Someone brought in one of their, or at least personally my favorite thing, is one of the not motion captures, but like motion racing rigs. And
that's new. I haven't heard of that.
That thing, it genuinely beats you up, but it feels so realistic. Lots of fun things nonetheless here at the summoning.
Yeah, I saw one guy playing Beat Saber. I've never seen anyone play Beat Saber in real life.
It's been around for a while. I'm surprised. But yeah, that's definitely a fun one itself. I believe they have like a bunch of small tournaments as well. Like they'll pick a song for Beat Saber and like come in, can you get the high score for it? Like a bunch of little things like that happening, Mario Kart, and just plenty of things. I've not seen the Nexus of this full in a long, long time. But it does look like we're going to be hopping back into the game. Now people are actually starting to pick their agents here. We'll be hopping in no time.
Yeah, Tedward Gaming coming out with that Chamber Yoru, just like we've seen before. I'm excited to see the Yoru gameplay always. I like the double duelist coming out from this side of Tedward Gaming. I always like it when teams lean into their more sort of like that aggressive play style, faster, more like fight focused type of thing. I do see Snorlax though for the Gangy. They're on the Viper now instead, and Duckadoobie is on the Raze. So that's interesting because earlier Snorlax was playing a lot of duelist.
Yeah, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it very well could be a map-dependent kind of thing. Maybe. I know there's some maps that Viper is just basically useless.
Yeah.
But then there's some where she just straight up locks down an entire site by herself.
Oh yeah, she's like a pseudo-sentinel.
Yeah, absolutely. So this very well could fall into one of those cases. And then, to be fair, from the matches that we have seen from Snorlax, I believe it's Tedward Gaming Snorlax. I'm not 100% sure, to be completely honest with you. But from what we see from Snorlax, if there's one person that you actually want to be solo, definitely that kind of player. Uh-oh, there goes Snorlax, actually, speaking of which.
Yeah, another DC, but should be fairly fast. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about Maka, because I remember when I last saw Maka play on Bind, they went like 14 and 6, single-digit deaths and like double-digit assists, and they were also on that Sky. So yeah, I don't know. I want to, like, the support players in general for a lot of these teams have been like just doing their jobs very, very well. Maka especially, like, I think they were a large part of why their team won Bind, the first Bind game against I believe it was Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Yeah. So honestly, it was just good work from everybody all around, and I'm kind of excited to see the Sky head-to-head on this map as well. Just see how Cheesecake can compare.
I believe that was the match where we finally got to see a Sky dog actually eliminate somebody.
Yeah,
too.
right.
I have never
right.
seen that ever in my life, and I've been
Yeah.
watching a ton of Valorant.
Yeah. Because if it hits you directly, it does like 30 damage. So if you're low, that's kind of it. It's wrapped.
It absolutely never happens, but apparently somebody hacked the game and gave the gave the Snorlax Truant, and is just choosing when it wants to go at its own right here. Really role-playing it up, to say the least. So just quickly dealing with the tech issue once again, we do have our referees and TOs notified and getting working on there. Matty has been running all over the place. Props to him for holding the fort down. But again, Gangy Tedward, a couple moments time should be an exciting one, to say the least.
For sure. I don't know. There's not a lot to say. I think both teams have a fair amount of skill, which is like kind of impressive considering how much they've shown from just a few best of ones. Sometimes it takes teams a little bit longer to sort of get comfortable in, like, this isn't LAN technically, but like in a tournament environment like this. But it seems like everybody for both of these teams is like very comfortable playing on a stage in front of everyone, just kind of. It doesn't bother them too much. They play their own game.
Which is interesting, because normally I'm used to, heck, even some of our own players, where as soon like they can absolutely dominate all they want when they're in one of their nests or when they're at home. But as soon as they get onto the stage, it's like something clicks. You start feeling the vibrations of the speakers or something. Some of the like noise in the background from the music or the gunshots popping off, and then just the fact that there's people in front of you just can change the perception of what you're doing and just change that environment. And a lot of people have a really, really hard time with that.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's, like you said, it's just been looking wrapped comfortable, which is pleasant to see.
Yeah, I think it's basically stage fright. I know if I were to play on at a LAN in front of a bunch of people, I probably wouldn't do that well, just because I'd be so aware of like everyone. But
It's so easy to psych yourself out too. Absolutely.
yeah, it's a lot to take in at once. I don't know. From what I've seen with LANs, they can get pretty chaotic, or even just like tournaments like this. But still, yeah, I don't know. So far, everybody looking comfortable.
Yeah, it seems like we're still under pause as of this very moment, but I guess this gives me the opportunity to talk about the summoning as a whole just a little bit more here. And on the TCG side of things, I do want to actually give a quick shout out, because if you're tuning in to us, I believe it was last weekend, we did have a fundraiser for Brantley, who is a 8-year-old local Pokemon player here who's trying to fundraise to go to the World Championships. He had earned enough points to get his World invites, and obviously the family need a little bit of extra help to get there. So anybody who happens to be in the TCG area, they have a bunch of little door prizes, a couple raffles, and then of course they're accepting donations via e-transfer, gamingwithbrantley@gmail.com, if that's something that you'd be interested in helping with the cause there. But it's just interesting to see like all these different communities come together. Like, there's no clashing with each other. There's no my game's better than yours.
Yeah,
None of that. The stigmas are gone here. We are your people. Have fun with it. But with that, it does look like this break is still in progress. Snorlax is still sleeping on the job. So I think we're going to take this to a very, very quick break to get that dealt with, and we will be back on the field in no time. There we go. We're back into the game here. Tech issues all situated for the time being. Teams underway. And it looks like it's this time by it's going to be the red squad. Off to the races. Snorlax in defense with a couple of its additional teammates over towards this B side. Meanwhile, the rest of the squad look like they're running away.
Right. Tedward Gaming making that quick rotate over towards A. But I'm not sure if it was intentional for Hi-Rise to go through that TP. I don't think so because they're running it back. Meanwhile, the rest of the squad making it up to that front site. Gwester is going to get that plant down as the Gangy prepares for the retake. Already, it's a 5v5.
Yeah, here we go. This is going to get explosive, and we have the flag there. Cheesecake will find the first initial elimination, but that is going to sound the alarm here for the red squad to move on forward, but it is nothing but blue in the kill feed. That's going to take them all down, and that is going to be spike diffused.
Honestly, just good work from the Gangy. They've been, everything I've seen from them today has been like top notch. I love to see it. Their retakes have been really clean. Their cohesion and they have this sort of like synergy, which I don't know if they've been playing with each other for a long time, but if they haven't, then I don't know, seeing that is very impressive. But even if, you know, they do know each other still, either way, it's very good work.
Absolutely. So far, so good there for the blue side. Very, very decisive retake, at least that time. We'll have to see if red ends up going the opposite way around. And we're going to have a couple of... I was just kind of talking a little bit about how I personally love Viper, but there's so many like little lineups and little things that are skill issues to me that make my Viper absolutely terrible. But we're seeing right here, right now, with Snorlax just being able to get these angles and line things up beautifully just like that to get the quick limb.
Nice shot from Snorlax, but Tedward Gaming is not going to let that deter them. They take that jump out of hookah. Hi-Rise gets the first kill onto Cheesecake, traded out by Snorlax. Hi-Rise gets another, trading this onto Snorlax. Gwester getting the plant down. Duck-a-doobie, though, from CT, rushing in with the rest of the Gangy, and now the Gangy are back site. They are ready to try to defuse this bomb, but Tedward Gaming is already off the site, already playing that post plant. Duck-a-doobie does find that contact out towards Garden. Nyx tries to get on that defuse, does get off it though. The trades go back and forth, and it is a 1v2 in favor of Tedward Gaming. Nyx gets the first with that Guardian, and now it's a 1v1, Brimstone versus Chamber. Who will it be? Nyx taps the bomb. Spray doesn't connect. None of the shots are connecting. Nyx taps it again. Time is running low, but they have to take this fight. They get the headshot, but they know the time is too low. They just decide to take that gun and save.
All right, so Thrifty that just tie things up here did have to switch the sides around. Kind of baited y'all the first time around here, but there it is. The Gangy tying this one up. But now it should be basically all even on economy, and it should be as close as possible to a fair fight. Never mind, I might be full of it.
Yeah, no, it looks like Tedward Gaming are going to have some Sheriffs and a Classic around. Some of them are a little bit broke. 2 rifles, though, for Snorlax and Nyx, which, yeah, I'd trust. Honestly, if I would trust anyone on that team with a rifle, it would be those 2.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, looks like they are going to go for that sort of B stack, which, not bad, but it looks like the Gangy is going to have that heavy showers pressure, so I don't know. I don't think their read was that correct.
I was going to say, yeah, they were absolutely on a collision course, and as soon as they are exposed, they thought twice about it. Still kind of hovering here through the smoke, actually. First couple eliminations going to be going over to the Gangy. Koma getting the last one, getting a second as well. It's going to be all up to Sev, who does have a flank. It does take 2 nice and quick, but Dag to Sev have quite the work to do here.
Right, but if anyone is able to anchor the site, it would be Sev, honestly. It looks like the Gangy is making their way back to the B site, though, knowing that Sev is on that A site. Are they going to expect the Chamber pushed up and spawn? No, they will not. Foxy does get that ending kill onto Sev, bringing the Gangy to 2 points.
Well, they get this fight down at the last possible second, too, for a little bit of bonus cash. Nice timing there. Everything that could have possibly went right there for the Gangy basically did. And like a solid opportunity there, or a good try nonetheless there from Sev to bring that at least respectable. But yeah, you can lock down a site all you want. If they then just switch, and especially with Bind where you got that teleporter in the middle, you can just make those snap decisions to just change your game plan on the fly like that.
Yeah.
And Cypher, like, sure, they'll know it's happening, but can they actually do anything about it?
Not exactly.
Not exactly,
always.
yeah.
Look, but the Gangy taking that aggressive showers control, it doesn't work out though. Koma does get taken down by Duck-a-Doobie. But the Gangy don't give up that showers. They kind of just pause. They wait for any more aggression, but it's not coming. The Tedward Gaming deciding to hold their ground, just stick to where they are. Raze is going to rotate, though, over towards that B site as they're expecting a rotate from the Gangy. Let's see if they're correct.
Yeah, they might be on to something, but you can see that the Gangy, they didn't even necessarily have the spike in their possession. They were really trying to scout things out and then make the decision later. It is now going to be picked up there by the Sky on the side of the Gangy. Snorlax looking for a duel. May not have got the elimination himself, but Dukadubi is right there to get the elimination. So a 3-on-5 Gangy. Underpowered, but may try their luck at this A push.
Did you see those trips at short? There was like one on top of the other. I've never seen that. But it works out for Sev. They get one, but do get traded by High Rise from Showers. Now it is up to Mecha and High Rise doing this in a 2v4.
Yeah, sure, they gave up their Cypher, but that sounds the alarm for everybody to run towards this A site. And we can even see the Viper on the side of B, just waiting for the teleport to happen to answer. Not necessary, though. Nyx there on the Brimstone, going to lock this up.
Clean as always. I'm glad to finally be seeing like an even game, you know, because so far all I've really been seeing is, you know, 13-3, 13-1, which those are fun too, you know. And, like, don't get me wrong, it's fun to see sweeps sometimes, but if it's all you see, it gets a little.
The first game of the day was really weird, though, when it was Gangy and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah.
So that game did actually start extremely close, back and forth, with a lot of unusual plays as well.
That's true.
But you can tell when certain teams just get warmed up or get a little bit more comfortable a little bit quicker than others.
Yeah.
And you can see, at least in that instance there, the Gangy was able to run away with it. But you are seeing some major resistance here from Tedward Gaming as now Gangy, again, moving through showers. There are people just surrounding this entire area. Regardless of which way you're moving, you're running into someone.
Right. But note the aggressive hookah push from Tedward Gaming on the B side. It might work out for them. They may be able to get a flank timing as the rest of the gang are grouping up towards A. Koma getting in with that Yoru ult. Does get the shorty kill onto Nyx. TPing back.
Oh my goodness!
Dukadubi's ult somehow gets 3 people. Dukadubi on for their 4th, close to the ace. All they need is 1 more kill. Now it's up to Mecha. Do they deny the ace? Do they clutch the round? Maybe, honestly.
Oh, Dukadubi's right there.
Only time will tell. I'm not sure if they're aware, though.
Oh, Maka looking for the denial on this ace, but it is going to be Cheesecake who does find the first initial elimination. So that is going to be a 4K nonetheless there for Dukadubi, but a fantastic round there from Tedward. Right off the back of that triple kill on that rocket. Yeah. Holy smokes, what a play.
Honestly, yeah. I was kind of doubting the role switch between Snorlax and Dukadubi at first, just because, you know, it was Dukadubi who played Sentinel. So I figured, like, you know, I just didn't know that how, you know, aware they were of duelists, but luckily they seem to be proving themselves so far pretty well. You know, you don't see a 3K with a Raze ult very often. Usually people try to scatter more, but yeah, it worked out for them.
I mean, if they're gonna crash, or if the last couple of rounds, if they just crash showers like that, you might find yourself an opportunity to catch them all bunched up. Sure enough, exactly what ended up going down. So now Tedward Gaming with the lead moving forward. It is going to be the Raze picking up the spike, moving on towards the B side. A side has gotten a lot of love so far here, but actually going to drop this off and then just wait their time here as Cheesecake maybe looking the final elimination.
Yep, they're getting that aggressive hookah fight though, but there's a cross. I'm not sure if they're aware. Snorlax getting that spray down. Somehow though, the shots are not connecting. Both so low, but neither one of them dies, and luckily Raze is going to be able to get healed by that Sky. Meanwhile, Nyx hitting a really nice shot onto Gwester. Brimstone v Brimstone. Nyx comes out on top, but will they be expecting 2 more players? Yes. Luckily, this is very winnable for them. I lied because Koma just shoots them in the back. Dukadubi and U-Haul trying to hold their own, gets one. Gets the second, they were so low. Koma does trade it out, but now it leaves Snorlax in a 1v2.
Okay, but hear me out. We've seen this before. Snorlax now on the Viper this time by is going to hear this spike get planted. Cursor's in the right spot, and as you can see, where did they go? Actually, all the way on the other side here. And then Fox is going to get taken down. Snorlax looking for one more, but it's Koma, and his shots have been on point. Is the fake going to come on through here? He's actually sticking it. Is it going to? He's going to absolutely get away with it.
Defuse. I think Koma probably expected him to tap and then push, but you know, they say pros never fake. Snorlax clutching up, fragging, doing it all these past few games.
I mean, if there's one of those things from watching like competitive Valorant, you'll see, I guess, something for easy for somebody to pick up is the fact like you tap and then you turn on somebody and you fake it and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's a highlight play. That's something everybody wants to have in their as a part of their highlight reel. So it's really, really tempting to go for. Very rarely do I ever see somebody immediately go for the spike and just stick it. They're almost always looking for something, but we do hear the ult pops coming out here from the chamber. That is going to be the coup de grace, ready to lock and load and find a one-shot.
Honestly. Gangy looking for that aggressive A pressure once again. I haven't seen, I don't think have they entered B yet? Maybe once.
They faked B, but they've never actually like full pushed it, I feel like.
Yeah, so this looking very attracted to this A site as usual. Not too bad. If it works for you, then if you think it'll work for you, then go for it. 3 up short now. Is Nyx going to be aware of that chamber op? Probably, that's why they're not peeking. Foxy Lee does have to get out of the range of that molly. Meanwhile, your ult is already backside pinging out those locations. Will they get the spam down? Foxy Lee does get this shot onto Nyx. Will they be aware of Coma? Decides not to take the fight. Cheesecake gets their own kill onto Foxy Lee, taking the chamber op out of the equation.
I mean, I'm sitting here waiting for this A site to turn into a mosh pit, but if anything, it looks like Snorlax is the only one holding out here, still waiting for the teleport play to come on through, which fair enough, don't all in until you know for sure. But we have the bird's eye view, and we can see all of the red team, all the Gangy, pushing towards this A site, and now it seems like it is the time to move. Snorlax is going to make their way over. Maka going to lead the charge up against 2, but with the spike going down, no shots being fired, now it's going to be the Tedward Gaming squad try to retake.
We've seen the retakes before. It's definitely doable. Duckadoobie and Sev getting Duckadoobie.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't even get to finish my sentence. Again, these players are just so fast. Duckadoobie out of nowhere gets 3 kills. Sev getting the last one. And just holding true to the Tedward Gaming retake.
That's just it. It seems like Tedward are completely content with the fact that, okay, you plant the spike, our retakes are just going to be that much better. And they've been able to rely on it these first couple rounds here. And the Gangy looking a little bit lost. And to be fair, I don't mind the timeout in this situation, because you got to go to the drawing board as quick as possible here and figure out what to do, because you can kind of see from their last couple rounds, they're really taking their time as to where they want to push the spike, but then they end up just pushing A anyway, and it seems like they're kind of running into a brick wall.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this a lot today, where the teams just aren't taking their time enough. They could, but maybe it's a mix of they don't have enough info gathering util, or they're just impatient. I honestly don't know. But I feel like that's really been the downfall of a lot of these lost rounds for the Gangy. And honestly, a part of it also would just be the aim diff. Not to sound...
We've seen a few of those today.
Yeah, like not to sound rude. It's just like sometimes your opponent has a good day and you get out-aimed or out-brained. And that may very well be the case. Maybe they're just getting out-brained. And I don't know. I've seen the Gangy pull out the good strats before, so they definitely have the chance to bring it back and do it again.
Yeah, 100%. This is still extremely early. Lots of time to go here, but that being said, Tedward Gaming, so far so good. They're the ones in the driver's seat, able to make the plays happen here. But if I'm looking at this right, they might have actually read the Gangy like to a T, because Tedward, or rather the Gangy, were all looking towards that B side. And just like that, Snorlax is going to trade 1 for 1, but the alarm is sounded, and the rest of the team members are on their way.
Still, the Gangy not exactly backing off, trying to sort of regroup back towards market, though whether they'll re-hit or not is still unknown. Foxy Lee regrouping with their team. They know they've drawn out rotations, so if they want to catch this timing, get onto the A when it's at its weakest, they got to go fast.
I mean, they did catch the Cypher. They did catch Sev on the rotation. However, they made sure that at least somebody was still back there, as we do see Duckadoobie there on the race. Fires a rocket, launches it, is going to trade 1 for 1. No triple kill this time by, but now the 3-on-3. What does the Gangy end up doing? They might try to go right back here. Fox is still on site, but everybody else seems to be...
I don't think they're aware of Coma, yeah. Coma does get that kill into Cheesecake, opening up the B site for the Gangy. And now, it is up to Nyx to try to get this opening kill.
It's a very, very rough position to end up being in. Trying to sneak on through. Fox is still all the way on the A site. Not going to matter, though, when Coma and High-Rise can secure this one. So a beautiful play there from the Gangy. They faked their position on, like, 4 separate occasions. But they got the round, so nice on them.
Honestly, if you need to use mind games to win, then you need to use mind games to win. It's just that simple.
Can we just quickly shout out the fact that this is going on round 9, and we have Dukadubi with 14 eliminations?
That is insane.
That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, my bad for ever doubting you, Dukadubi. You've proven yourself through and through.
Definitely the standout so far, but again, this is still so early in the game here, not even at halftime. But now, one more time here for the Gangy. Looking like, once again, Spike just down in the middle, gonna take their time. Maybe a little bit of a gunfight off the start here, but no heavy committal options off the start.
Right, and you will see Foxy Lee trying to get that lurk up towards A, but is blocked off by that Viper's Pit. I don't think they want to contest. Meanwhile, on B, Cheesecake in tube with the support of Sev, but the Gangy hasn't exec yet. They're just trying to sort of bait out utility, I think. Try to gauge their options.
Yes, it's kind of what it felt like they did the last time, where they started off on the B site, tried to bait out some of that utility, like you were saying. Then they went to A. Then they kind of went to the middle and hovered for a minute. Then they finally eventually went towards B. But now, this time, once again, right back towards the A site on a collision course here with Snorlax. Does Maka spot them? I don't think they did.
Yeah, Viper on not being cleared, Snorlax getting their one. Luckily getting out with their life, but they are tagged down to 48 HP. So all it would take is one shot. Cheesecake, almost full blind, does get the headshot onto Coma. Another one onto Gwester. Holding the site all by themselves. Maka also dies to Cheesecake. Cheesecake picking up their third, and now it is High-Rise in a 1v5 with the bomb.
The plays could be made, but you're running out of time, and you don't got much space to work with, as we can kind of see everybody collapsing in here on to High-Rise. Granted, yes, that teleporter's right behind you, but if you can't run to it, there is no chance. And just Tedward in that round, were able to really punish the Gangy for what felt like extremely scattered comms. Of course, I can't necessarily listen in on the communications, but it seemed like they had a plan. Something obviously went wrong, and then everybody went in their own direction, just making 2v1 scenarios. And I mean, especially when your shots are hitting as much as Tedward's has, you're not going to win that fight. Right.
Looks like the Gangy are trying to go for it, like a sort of default play here. Which is good. You know, I've been saying this. Slow, defaulty plays, sometimes they work. Sometimes they're like the best option for you, depending on how the game is going. But Tedward Gaming, they are going to take this opportunity, smoke off that deep shower line, try to get that orb probably. And the Gangy are going to respect it. They are not going to go. They are just going to hold for that aggressive push, even though it will never come. Just try to reevaluate what they need to do.
Yeah, and of course, Tedward, they don't have to move in this situation. Gangy have to make the play onto them. And if they can just keep holding strong and landing their shots, they are going to be an absolute brick wall to have to deal with. But we can kind of see, even after all this time, the Gangy has moved up so much, but nobody's even given away their position really on the side of Tedward, and it's so scary. Finally, there's going to be some shots fired over on the B side, and it is going to be Cheesecake with 2, but actually that does end up going into the favor of the Gangy.
Right, but I think Maka had a flank on someone there in short. I'm not sure if they will get that kill, but Snorlax is actually surrounded here. I think they're aware of the flank, though, looking towards short. Will get that kill onto Maka, aware of the person back site. They know that they're triple.
They're split up again.
Snorlax has the opportunity to go huge here if they can just get one more kill, and plus that rotation from Cypher.
Yeah, but there's also the rotation there on the other side. High-Rise this entire time has planted on the B site.
The fake of the century.
Yeah, while the Chambers on A, just causing a distraction, has had all day to get this thing planted and get into a post-plant position, but he might get pinched on in just a second.
It's just pinches on pinches, because High-Rise is getting pinched. Luckily, it relieved some of that pressure, taking down Sev, and now it is Snorlax in a 1v2. Can they do it?
Oh my god, not again! Oh, okay.
Close. Honestly, close. NT. Foxy Lee will close it out, getting the 4th round for the Gangy.
I mean, most of the time I see players in that situation, I expect that 2v1 to go a certain way. But knowing it was Snorlax, it's like, there's an out here. They could actually do this.
Yeah,
and I had my breath held there for a little bit. But
me too.
No, good on there on the Gangy. Solid play. Cheeky little play out of High-Rise there to use that teleporter and just psych out Tedward Gaming.
That round was so
nicely done.
Yeah, that round was like kind of weird because there was a point where like all of the players were just pinching each other. So I'd look at the mini map and there would be like one person surrounded by 2 enemies, and then I'd look at that enemy and they would be surrounded by. It was just like Inception. But meanwhile, as I'm yapping away, High-Rise is execing onto that A site, going so deep into CT, letting that rocket fire will find a pick onto Duck-a-Doobie, securing that kill. Nyx and Cheesecake now ready, waiting for that retake, waiting for the Viper, sending out the dog, clearing the path. Meanwhile, Gwester will get that plan down in the 3v4 in favor of the Gangy.
Yeah, it's going to get messy here, but granted, we'll have to see. Maybe Cheesecake's had a couple of good rounds here in terms of eliminations. You got Snorlax still here as well. But with that spike being down, the time is ticking here. And Nyx is here as well, just going to clear out a couple of corners with the mollies. It is just a matter of time. High-Rise is here. They're ready to fight, but they actually do run into Nyx, who does shoot him down with the Vandal, which now leaves this up to a 3-on-3.
Cheesecake tapping that defuse. The trades go out 1-for-1. The trades are just going back and forth. It brings it down to a 1v1. But Gwester is higher HP. Cheesecake running out of time. Has to stick, has to swing. And Gwester wins out the fight easily.
I was really worried there for Gwester. Started that fight and then I think immediately ran out of ammo. And it's like, oh no, not like this. Don't go down because you forgot to reload. But no, had the opportunity. Barely any health, but hey, as long as you have at least 1 health, that's all that matters. And they've almost brought this thing back up to a tie.
Yeah, they honestly have the chance to because they're on a full buy. They can afford op, and Tedward Gaming is on a bit of a broken buy. Sev only being able to buy that Stinger, and Duck-a-Doobie.
2 judges.
Two judges. Hopefully trying to capitalize off those raised satchels.
I mean, if you get the Gangy into a point where they start scattering, panicking, and taking their own paths, okay, this will absolutely eat that play up.
Yeah, totally.
But you're really relying on the Gangy cracking here. And after getting a couple of rounds like that, I can't imagine their mental is on the negative side, at least as of this moment. Possible opportunity, but nope, not this time here. Fox with the op.
Again, the Gangy taking that shower's control, sending Sky away, but no, they're regrouping. They're trying. I think they're trying to do a contact play, trying to get a pick somewhere. High-Rise about to walk into this judge cross is just obliterated by Cheesecake. Fox Lee somehow getting the kill onto Snorlax, so that's one of the judges out of commission. Cheesecake flashes to get away. Have to be aware of the presence in long. Swings. Unfortunately, though, for them, Foxy does miss that shot. Will they dare to re-peek? I don't think so. They're just staying tucked under that hookah. Maka, meanwhile, gets the pick onto Nyx, and it looks like the Gangy are going to be rotating over to that A. And it leaves Sev on their lonesome, trying their best to hold down the site against 3 players? Yeah, about to be 4.
Okay, and just like that, now Sev found 1, but there is still 3 more. Where that came from, does realize they're calling it out to the team, but Duck-a-Doobie is still on the other side of the map, so it's going to end up being a 2-on-3 for this first little bit. But Sev gets first little elimination here, but Gwester is on hot pursuit. Can they pull it around? No, Cheesecake actually has arrived right in time, and Sev getting a 3rd elimination in this round will also score the defuse and get Tedward Gaming up to 7.
Honestly, I think Sev was the star player of that round. What is the site hold? Really just masterclass. Site hold masterclass. 3 for them. That's really all you could ask of your Sentinel is just to, hold down the site. Getting kills is like a bonus, and they got 3, so they did more than their job.
A lot of times, that Sentinel player kind of ends up being like a ward from League of Legends of sorts, where like, okay, you went down, that means there's people here. Okay, let's go here. Yeah. But yeah, getting the elimination 1-for-1, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and
getting plus off that.
Yeah.
All right.
7-5 half defense bind, not bad at all. However, 5 rounds on attack bind, also not bad for the Gangy. So really, this could go either way. Absolutely.
Definitely shaping up to be a close series. Of course, a reminder, we are in best of 3 territory here in this semifinal matchup between Tedward Gaming and the Gangy. So we are not quite done, even if this match does end up turning out from a blowout from this point on. We have Sunset up next for game number 2 and Lotus if we need it. So plenty of Valorant still to come here in the semis.
But it looks like the 2 teams are about to meet up down A short. Gangy going for that aggressive short play, not seeing anyone as the Tedward Gaming was playing back. Expecting an aggressive play. Coma about to take contact with Nyx. Frenzy goes and it does just that. It causes a frenzy, it sprays him down, gets the kill. High-Rise holding that short exec. Snorlax in the smoke, trying to get a cheeky kill. But the Gangy are not pushing. They got their first blood and now they're just waiting.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely take their time here. Tedward looking for the opening here towards this A side. Through the showers we go. Cheesecake alongside Nyx, but that flash just kind of messed everybody up, and that just opened the door wide open here for Tedward Gaming to get the spike down. There's still 2 players left on the side of the Gangy, but dang, this is going to be a hard one.
Was that Cheesecake flashing? Or was that the other Sky?
I have no idea, but either way, it was super effective.
Honestly.
We now have Coma Frenzy in hand, nearly taking out Cheesecake, but the reload is going to absolutely get punished. Going to be the swap on over. Oh, it does spot out Nyx, but Nyx going to put him down, and that's a 4K actually here in the pistol round.
Free gun, by the way.
Yeah.
Nyx doesn't need to spend money.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
Game. They're just good.
Just pick the classic and be good, I guess. Dang.
Yeah.
Well done.
This does ask the question, though, what is the response going to be like from Gangy? Because assuming that they lose this eco round, which is definitely possible just because of gun advantage, and considering that Tedward Gaming has 2 Vandals and a Guardian, yeah, this is a powerful loadout. So what do they do from here? How do they get back into this game?
I was going to say, Gangy, just accept the fact that this is going to be an eco round. Don't try to force a stinger or something. I know they were thinking about it there for a moment, but they did end up going just for a pure eco round and see what you can get. Tuck a doobie there with the double. Make it a triple there with that judge. Super effective in the showers. Do not challenge. Just too dang good.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Exactly.
Duck a doobie is on that panel, and they are waiting with that judge. To be expected, really. As long as the Gangy could get some orbs, then it wasn't an all bad eco round. Foxy just holding for that CT aggression, but Tedward Gaming are taking no chances. They are not letting that ego get to them. Waiting for the Gangy to walk into them instead.
And we are actually seeing a bit of a flank here between Duckadoobie as well as the Cypher there. It's going to be Sev, going to end up getting the shot there, sneaking up on Foxy. Maka's going to manage to take out Duckadoobie though, so they do manage to get one. But will there be any more from that? The bird is going to try to change things up, and that was actually really, really close. Good attempt there from Maka, but nope. Nick's going to shut things down, as we expected this round should be.
Honestly, yeah, decent damage. Not bad at all. So now
it's time to go, though.
Yeah, now it's time to go. Now it's time to get active. The Gangy need to start thinking about what they're going to do to sort of win this round, because assuming they can win it, their economy, well, let me put it another way. If they lose this round, then their economy will be in a bad spot. So this round is crucial for them to win.
Absolutely. If you have to take another eco when your opponent is already at 10, you're not giving yourself much wiggle room, as we are seeing Fox could try maybe get a cheeky little pick with the Marshall, but nobody home this time by.
Nope. Foxy is going to jump into that teleporter just to save themselves from the wrath of the Cypher Dart. Duckadoobie starting that exact double satcheling in, but luckily for the Gangy, the site is all clear. But Duckadoobie looking to hold that aggressive CT angle.
Man, they were just completely content on beelining this B site, and they have the utility necessary with these judges and other close combat items to be able to just catch them on the rotation. Every single hallway has somebody on it. Exactly, everything is just blocked off. What do?
You hope for a miracle, and I don't think any miracle is coming.
Oh, hang on.
I lied because
no way!
Cheesecake.
Oh my goodness!
I did it again. I caster cursed.
Hey.
Yeah, so basically whenever I say the opposite will happen,
oh my
High-Rise
goodness.
ends up surviving, winning it out for the Gangy, and they do end up winning that crucial round. However, they did the Tedward Gaming did make it very expensive.
I'll tell you what, after a round like that, I don't blame you for spraying a little bit of extra pepper on the graves that time, because in theory, that looked like an impossible loss there for Tedward. They had that thing planted. Every hallway had a judge or some sort of player covering it, but yet they still breached it.
Yeah, somehow. But I don't know if you noticed, but the Gangy's eco is still not very good. There's only one rifle. The rest of them are on like sheriffs or stingers.
Oh yeah.
Foxy Lee getting ready for that aggressive play does catch at Sev out towards Market. Sev gonna cage across, trying to get themselves out. And meanwhile, the rest of Tedward Gaming towards A. Snorlax gets a clean shot onto High-Rise. Another full blind kill on Tacoma, I think as they were Yoru ulting. Duckadoobie, aware that someone is in the smoke spraying, but the shots are not quite connecting. Gwester trying to get that timing, but is unfortunately taken down by Nyx. And now it is up to Foxy Lee trying to get literally anything they can. Foxy Lee and Maka. Maka getting 2, but Duckadoobie getting 2 of their own and bringing Tedward Gaming to their 10th round.
Okay, yeah. I guess exactly like you were saying there. Sure, they won the round before that, but they definitely did not go without a couple of wounds in terms of their economy. And it did kind of show there. The one player was able to actually duel, get a couple of eliminations for themselves, but as soon as it got down to the pistols or the sheriffs or what have you, you can tell that the Gangy kind of struggled a little bit. This time by, not so much. Everybody has at least a Guardian or better.
Yeah, and did you notice Foxy Lee had enough for an operator?
Yep. Very true. Put that on the chamber. They're going to be right at home, but can they find any value for it?
We will see. We will see. Foxy Lee pushed up aggressive, trying to make the most out of this operator, but Tedward Gaming is just so aware. They're just waiting. They must know. They're just waiting for something to happen, something to walk into them. Gwester holding that hookah. Everyone just, no one's moving, no one's doing anything. Everyone's just holding angles, but meanwhile, someone is walking up into hookah for free. Foxy Lee getting a little cheeky, ends up getting a nice cheeky kill onto Nyx and getting out with their life.
Look, I don't care if you could speed boost yourself or what. Once that op crosshair's on you, good night, my friends. But one player getting taken off the board there from I said Edward Gaming, but Tedward Gaming.
This isn't that kind of broadcast.
Yeah, as we do here, actually the rocket coming on down. It's going to be Cheesecake on an elimination, and Duckadoobie is going to get the raise there of High Rise. That's going to get Cheesecake the fire off the ultimate as well. Find everybody. Wow. Gets the call out that everybody is right in the spawn, and you can see the rest of Tedward ready to hunt.
What can Koma do at this point? The Gangy popping a sky ult of their own. Sev being pushed back a little bit into you, but it is still numbers advantage for Tedward Gaming. Duckadoobie on that off-angle, just clean movement, clean shots, getting both, just spamming both through the box. Look, high octane gameplay. What can I say? This is high caliber Valorant.
I know this is a skill issue. I didn't even see the top of their head at all, let alone being able to react that quickly. Damn, mate. All right. That is going to be elimination number 24 here for Duckadoobie. Absolutely the class of the field here on Vines for game number 1. Tedward Gaming 2 wins away here from taking game number 1. Sunset is on the horizon, but
was that a pun?
That wasn't intentional.
Sunset
but,
on the horizon?
Hey, I have the dad card. I can make dad jokes now.
Fair.
I can get away with it.
All right. Looks like both teams are trying to get aggressive. Tedward Gaming with that 5-man push down long, and meanwhile the Gangy just hard stacking A. They had a read, but unfortunately it was incorrect. Koma sending that blind out. Does get the shorty kill onto Sev somehow, cheeky. I don't know if they're aware of Maka. They are now. Maka, though, dinked. A gust of wind could have, like, knocked them over. And
where's the dog?
Cheesecake getting that plant on Storlax. Ratting in the smoke gets a kill onto Koma. And now it is an even 4v4.
Yeah, but it is messy. Lots of utility all over the place here. Duckadoobie finds one, finds the second one as well. But it's going to be Gwester. Still one of the last hopes here for the side of the Gangy. Is going to end up going down. Now it is all up to Fox, who has just gotten the glimpse of the white light securing their death in this round.
The light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly. And now Tedward, game point.
Yep. Honestly, there was not much Foxy Lee could do at the end there. It was just blind and the concuss and then blind again.
Yeah.
That is peak Valorant for you. It's just you can never see, you can never do anything. You just have to hope that you live.
Yeah, I don't care how good you are in that position. You're lucky to get one.
It's okay though. It's okay. KD doesn't matter as long as you win the round.
Absolutely.
Tedward Gaming looking to close it out with another A hit, but the Gangy this time reading them correctly, stacking that site. Foxy Lee getting aggressive, does end up finding one and getting out with their life. Will they be aware of Koma? Cheesecake getting one of their own.
And being able to get Duckadoobie off the field so quickly is definitely a momentum builder in its own right, but you can't just ride the momentum. You have to actually use it immediately. We'll have to see if that ends up going through. Some smokes are going to make Fox's life here a little bit more difficult as we have jump scare chamber in this instant. Foxy Lee going to get the elimination, and now a 4-on-2 in the favor of the Gangy. Might be able to keep this game going.
Maybe, but I feel like it's going to be a 1v4 very soon. Cheesecake being 10 HP. Does somehow find Foxy Lee with a nice timing. Is going to have to plant the bomb, though they can really die to any spam right now. Sev, meanwhile, is on the other site, on the other end of the map. Cheesecake still trying to win out this round, ripping that ult. Sev just looking for a timing. Really, this is all about individual 1v1s, and it's up to Tedward Gaming to win them. Gwester, though, is aware of Cheesecake, but luckily Cheesecake makes the call, taking the TP back to B, meet up with their teammate. And I think that Koma is about to catch someone in spawn. Yup, Sev goes down, and now it is a 1v3
All right.
for Cheesecake, and they cannot pull it off. 12-7.
Okay, so this time it was Tedward who kind of panicked and found themselves in individual positions. We had seen the Gangy kind of get away with this in a couple of rounds where they were able to play the mind games a little bit, but with Tedward in the same position, not quite able to pull it off. So if there is one thing going into Gangy's favor, that would definitely be it. Another thing, I suppose, would be the fact that they're able to get these full buys pretty well uncontested as of right now, considering, well, they only have the one round left.
Yeah, I mean, this round should be pretty even. The ult economy is, I think that each team only had one to their name, so Koma gonna take that aggressive Showers presence again, is gonna get spooked off by that dog. Snorlax lurking up. I don't think they're aware. They are. They check underneath them and gets that easy free pick onto High Rise. Oh, Foxy Lilo swinging through the smoke gets one. Koma gets one of their own. Nyx trading it back. Spraying through these smokes. This is all about spraying through smokes.
Is that the boom bot?
No, that's a satchel kill.
Satchel, sorry.
Yeah. Dukadoobie getting a satchel kill, putting it in a 3v2 in favor of Tedward Gaming. Gwester and Maka from Heaven and CT trying to do all they can, but their locations have been revealed, so how much can they really do?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, we can hear the spike ticking away here, and it is all up to the Gangy's last two players to try and make the play. But again, with three members all right here, locations exposed. They have to win the gunfights, and that's a good start. But he's going to be immediately traded out. It is all up to Maka to make it happen. 1-on-1 for the win, but not quite. It is going to be Tedward Gaming sealing the deal.
Honestly, that was cool. That was a cool game. I really liked watching that whole game from Tedward Gaming. And the Gangy as well. I feel like this, even though it was a 13-7 scoreline, both of those teams were pretty evenly matched. Like the first half, what was it, like 7-5?
Yeah, 7-5 right before halftime. From what looked like was going to be a bit of a runaway from Tedward Gaming, did end up becoming, well, very, very close, almost tied in that instance. And Tedward able to close it out shortly after that, but
yeah,
still a very good game, absolutely.
Yeah, like it could have been closer technically, but
still the closest one we've seen all day so far, though.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I don't think any of these games have gone past 6 rounds. Yeah. So yeah, honestly, and this isn't even the second map. The Gangy aren't even like out of the tournament yet. You know, we still have at least one more map to go, if not two. So these teams still do have quite a bit of sparring to do. Yeah, and then just to confirm the format for everybody watching at home. So now that we are out of pools into this bracket phase, it is a single elimination. So if you do end up dropping the best of 3, that will be it for the day. But that still doesn't mean that you have to go home just yet, because there is still so much more to happen at the summoning. Of course, there's still FGC. There's still like side events like Mario Kart Time Trials. You mentioned the Beat Saber a little bit earlier. Lots of trading cards, and then even later on tonight, a concert as well as I didn't know about that.
Our night market going to be being held in the SLC. So
I might need to check it out.
Yeah, plenty of things to do once this is over, but we still have plenty more action to come in just a couple of moments. We're just checking in, of course, with the players. It looks like one of them had to take a bow break, so we're going to be a couple moments, it looks like. But if you're on the side of the Gangy here, like that game felt winnable. Is there anything going into Sunset that you would consider either making the change on or something strategic? It's kind of a vague question, but what do you think they have to do in this instance?
That is a good question, honestly. I think the Gangy will have to sort of rely more on, less on solo plays and more so on that, team play, like swinging off each other, trading each other.
100%.
Even though this is like a one-day tournament still, fundamentals are the building blocks of everything when it comes to Valorant. But with that being said, the next game will be starting shortly, and until then, we'll throw it to a quick break.
All right, and we're back in action here. Game number 2 between the Gangy and Tedward Gaming. Tedward is going to be up 1-0 so far in this matchup after a, I want to say somewhat convincing, but it was still like very well fought there from the Gangy. As we're now here on the Sunset.
Right, I see the neon coming out for the side of Tedward Gaming. I don't remember seeing, I mean, granted I have a terrible memory, but I don't remember seeing neon on the Sunset in the past little bit. It probably has been. I'm just not that observant.
But we do
point is, I'm excited to see it.
Well, especially since now that Snorlax picking that up. And from what we had seen in the first time when Tedward Gaming was on stream, I do believe they were kind of like, not the initiator of sorts, but they were a lot more aggressive. So to see them pick the Viper in game 1, that was kind of like...
a curveball?
A curveball, yeah, exactly. It definitely threw us off a little bit. This feels a little bit more at home, and I feel like we are going to see Snorlax pull off some rather aggressive moves.
Yeah, note the Gangy, though, they have 2 Flash Initiators, so basically, Tedward Gaming is not going to be seeing anything this entire time. But it looks like it looks both of the Flash... Wait. Is this going to be a 5v5 brawl on A?
All right, Mosh Pit, let's bring this over.
Oh no, the Neon versus the 2 Flash agents. Who will win? Plus the Omen. This is going to be so fun. All right, Tedward Gaming.
If this actually happens.
Snorlax just running in, doing what Neon does best. The Gangy just walking up, trying to take that contact. Cheesecake wide swinging, does get taken down by Hi-Rise. Foxy Lee getting one of their own, taking down Nyx. Gwester is fighting for their life. Somehow gets the jumping classic kill onto Sev. Snorlax getting 2, but unfortunately it's not enough, and Foxy Lee will get that last kill, securing the first round for the Gangy.
All right, Gangy, starting things off right. Going to be snagging himself that pistol round, and now let's see how hard do they push. It looks like couple of SMGs here, and looks like Foxy, since they did manage to get those 2 eliminations that time, opting to get a little bit feistier with the Bulldog, I do believe, and I saw some Guardians, so actually maybe the Gangy completely content with taking that first victory and just borderline all-inning.
Yeah, but also Snorlax has a Stinger, so they're planning on doing something aggressive, I think.
I mean, at least the Neon could get there quick, right? Get in close combat. Oh, speaking of which, never mind.
It wasn't meant to be. Foxy Lee was ready for it. They take Snorlax down, take down their Stinger. Sev trying to support, but does end up picking that Stinger back up, but how much use will it be in their hands? Maka lobbing that flash over mid, but no one does anything off of it. Just trying to create that pressure. Gwester holding for the B main push, but so far nobody is close enough, because all of their attention is on mid. The market door is now broken. Gwester needing support, TPing into the fray, into the middle of it, gets that kill from their Omen Blind. Dukadubi, though, trading it back, getting a kill on Tacoma. Maka is now alone top mid. And I don't know, Tedward Gaming, it's an even 3v3.
Oh.
Everyone's fractured. Hi-Rise just getting 2 spam kills through the smoke and leaving Cheesecake in a 1v3. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. Foxy will close it out.
All right, there it goes. I mean, the Gangy went pretty hard in regards to what they bought. They are going to get it to pay off for yet another win here. And for so far, what I'm seeing here with Sunset is the defenders, my goodness, do they have a lot of locations that they get to move around in. So it feels like the attacker side always has somebody flanking them, to say the least, to start this off.
Oh, yeah, you should have seen the earlier games. Nyx was like, I had a theory where Nyx was a Sentinel player as well, because they were flanking people so much, but it looks like Koma's going to go for that early flash again. Snorlax trying to get that aggressive timing onto B main. The kills do not come through, though. Snorlax trying something, trying anything they can, looking for a kill. But most of Tedward Gaming is up in B, but I think they're going to choose to leave, leaving Snorlax alone, trying to find the kill of their own. Meanwhile, the Gangy is pushed up A main, looking for that aggressive contact, but so far, Tedward Gaming has just been sitting back in spawn, not really letting anything get to them, not letting anything happen, really. They control the pace, and they say, we do not go yet, we wait.
I mean, that A site is still looking so open, but granted, you do have to go through that race here. Where do they opt to go? Snorlax is going to lead the charge. Alright, maybe back on over to that A site. The Gecko on the side of Gangy is kind of picking up on it, I feel like, though. As Hi-Rise has to get out of dodge, because here comes all 5.
It's going to be another very aggressive push from Tedward Gaming, and this time it might just work out in their favor because Coma, first of all, it's a weaker site. Second of all, Coma has a Sheriff. This is very much doable for them. Snorlax dashing in, trying to get their own. Can't find anything so far. Just find the first.
Oh my gosh.
People are just dying left and right. Traits are going through. Nyx is planting. Next thing you know, I blink and the bomb is down, and the round is halfway over. It's now up to the Gangy to retake in a 3v4.
Yeah, and based off the last game, it was Tedward Gaming that was a little bit better on the retake side of things. But in this post-plant position here, they're going to be just as deadly. We see Maka alongside Gwester right around the corner, but you have all sorts of elevation changes, flashes, and nice smoke actually kind of stops that flash happening. It's going to turn into a 1-for-1 though, with Fox getting the 1, another 1-for-1, so it is going to be all up to Maka to try and win against 2. Dukadubi has been spotted, and Nyx is actually going to get the finishing blow.
Not bad at all. I was going to say, I don't think they expect Nyx up top where they were, and I was right, they didn't. They didn't clear them. That spot always gets me too. I always forget that that spot exists. I don't know if anyone else can deal with that, but
look, I've always been told to look left, right, and center, not left.
That's true.
Like left, right, center, and up. Like
yeah, verticality is my kryptonite though when it comes to this game.
No, I feel ya.
Fairly, even though the buy is a bit broken for each team, it is kind of even. One side has a judge, another has a stinger. It looks like Tedward Gaming are going to go for this aggressive mid presence. Immediately sending that smoke top mid, just trying to sort of make themselves known. Maka is deciding to give up the space, but meanwhile, Raze on the side of the Gangy has pushed up A main again, but is stuck behind the trip.
Yeah, it is going to allow, or that smoke the last little bit there may have let the Tedward Gaming squad at least maybe make this move a little bit more comfortably towards B, but of course that Cypher is there, so they are going to run into some traps. Foxley is here. Snorlax, the closest one to possibly make contact, but constantly trying to dodge all of these traps are going to be rather annoying. They're going to think twice about it and go back towards center.
Wester sending that blind out main. Coma does get the kill, is able to capitalize, and now they're going to take that stair space, try to crunch A. High-Rise though, still I think High-Rise has just been waiting this entire time. Wester getting another kill. Dukadubi though getting one of their own, making things a little more even, but still it's a 3v4 in favor of the Gangy.
All right, Tedward though did fire off that Cypher ult, so at least locations have been revealed for at least a temporary moment, and that is going to get them to go towards this A site, but they are on a collision course, I believe, with High-Rise. Sure enough, High-Rise did manage to get the elimination. That is Spike down on A as well. This is going to put Tedward Gaming in a very, very awkward scenario. Dukadubi looking for one, does manage to get High-Rise. There's nobody else on site. They can absolutely pick up the Spike and plant it in time with seconds to spare, but Maka and the rest of the squad are right around the corner. Can they pull this one off? Fox does manage to get one. It is going to be all up to Dukadubi. They've done it a fantastic amount of time so far in game number 1, but can they get Maka?
We're about to see Maka already spotting Dukadubi, just taking that damage. This has just gone so much in favor of Maka. They have their knife still. But,
oh my!
That is a phantom moment. It doesn't matter. Dukadubi, 37 HP, 100 HP. It doesn't matter. You put them in the clutch scenario, they're gonna win it. Dukadubi winning out the clutch for Tedward Gaming and bringing them to their second round.
Oh my goodness! Both these games so far, Dukadubi has definitely been a standout. This game is no different. Fantastic clutch with just like 10 HP or so left in the tank as well.
Yeah.
Got shot in the robe or in the jacket, but not enough to take them down. Solid attempt there from the Gangy, but couldn't quite get it done.
Another correct read from the Gangy on which site Tedward Gaming is going to hit. We're going to see an all-out brawl probably pretty soon if Tedward Gaming decide to go fast. Maka, though, kind of wondering if they should divide their attention between mid or A. They can't seem to decide. Always aware of that mid presence, and they are right to be aware of it, as Snorlax is walked up mid a little bit. Meanwhile, Foxy... excuse me. Fox... Oh my... I'm so sorry. Foxy, on their cam, does get that tag onto Sova. Is caught in the trip, but Cheesecake manages to win it out. Nyx, meanwhile, going back to Tiles, trying to see if they can find that timing up mid. And they just might. I'm not sure if they would expect them there.
Yeah, he's going to cut them off. He's going to get in the duel, but High-Rise actually was there and a perfect time to have an SMG, and that was kind of close quarter scenarios. But now the retake is back not in the favor of the Gangy as Sev and Snorlax just shred the field. And that's going to give Tedward the lead here in this game number 2.
Honestly, I expected nothing less, but good awareness from High Rise to be aware of that mid flank. This round, also once again pretty even. Almost everyone can buy full shields or like some, kind of rifle, and ults are more or less the same. There's a lot of potential for how this round could go. They could do post plant, they could do a fast hit. Really, either team could do whatever they want. It's really, like, for this round at least, it is anyone's game, and we're just about to see how that unfolds.
Oh,
Tedward Gaming immediately getting pushed back by High Rise, and deciding, instead of taking mid for once, this time they're going to take that main control and try to exec into Foxy, who is going to try to hold. Never mind. No, they're trying to get off site.
Foxley here has to be careful because they're almost on a borderline collision course here with 5. Snorlax is going to be on the charge here, but
Trip saves them.
Yeah, that was just exactly it. Immediately kind of shuts it down. Maka, though, does find an elbow, does take care of Cheesecake, and then Foxley is going to be able to take care of Nyx as well. So this is not necessarily going in the favor of Tedward with the way things are going as this moment. One after another, Tedward are falling. It is all up to Sev, and I mean, Sev is fantastic in his own right, but how many, or can he get any at all? It is going to be High Rise to take care of that and tie this game right back up at 3.
Very, very good retake from the Gangy. There's that cohesion I was wondering about, where I've kind of come to expect from all of these teams. Yeah, sometimes you may not know a player, but you can very quickly tell like their skill level, obviously, when you see them play. And I think we've already said Tedward Gaming and the Gang are pretty evenly matched, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, from what we had seen, because I feel a little bit bad for the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, because basically we got to see all 3 teams kind of like take their shot at like where they stand with each other.
Yeah.
All by way of how they played versus Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And I would honestly say between the Gangy, Tedward, as well as FaZe Up, it seems like they are all kind of on the same level, which is going to make the grand finals too later on tonight just that much more exciting as well. Because I did get word between FaZe Up and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. FaZe Up did take that one in an astonishing quick 2-0.
Yeah.
So they're ready, they're waiting. We'll see them a little bit later on the stage. But the winner of this series gets to go up against them.
Right, and just to let you all know, there is a little bit of a tech pause going on, a little bit of a disconnection. Should be fixed very shortly. What are your thoughts on this game so far, on this whole match between
I mean, that was a pretty nice lightning there from the Kazuya up on the top. And just look at that combo. Oh, you mean the Valorant shoot.
Yeah. I'm a Valorant.
No, but this was actually this has actually been fantastic so far. This is exactly the kind of start where I was kind of hoping to see from the Gangy, similar to what you were saying. I was going to mention communications, but you had kind of said the same thing in terms of like team cohesion. Because I don't normally necessarily recommend this, because I know Valorant and Counter-Strike players are going to hate me for saying this. But if you're like low experience and you kind of just deathball it a little bit, sometimes that can kind of inadvertently get you to trade a little better. Does make you a little bit predictable.
Yeah.
And I feel like Gangy's kind of doing that to like a certain extent. It's usually like 4-1 pushes and just kind of letting one of their players go on like a little bit of a scouting mission for themselves. That being said, absolutely don't rely on deathballing. But I mean,
yeah, definitely not.
From what it feels like so far, it's kind of been working.
Yeah, it's a very much a unstoppable force versus immovable object situation. In this case, the unstoppable force is the attacking side, is the Gangy. I feel like deathballing, it could be more reliable if you're like Paper Rex or some like high level team like that. Some super like, to deathball well, you would need to have a lot of practice doing it, as with all things, but especially with that, just because it can so quickly, so easily just like get out of hand, and like you blink and you lose the round and it's over.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it in like years past. One of our most popular clips way back in the day was one of our players getting 5 kills with a single raise nade in by the Haven C site, where there's that little corridor going up to the site.
Oh.
It was like the Fade kind of gobbled them all in, and then the nade got 5 eliminations. That's a death ball gone wrong, and it could absolutely get punished, especially considering what there is, or or no, it was the Gangy that was running the Rays, not the Tedward squad. But still, like you're saying, it is still extremely punishable.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
while it is nice being able to trade kind of back and forth, you do have to be careful. But of course, plenty of action still to go here with this one. We're still dealing with the tech pause, but going to quickly talk about some of the other things that are happening at the summoning currently. At the same time here over on the Enter the Dojo channel, that is where you're going to find anything in regards to the summoning's fighting games. You kind of saw Evo up on the screen, the FGC one, to watch Evo while they were competing today. So whether it be Smash Melee, Street Fighter, Tekken, all of those games will be over on Enter the Dojo. Windsor Smash is handling all the things for Smash Ultimate. And over on Saints Gaming CA2, the card games are going to be there as long as the TOs are putting somebody on the stream station. But after that, there is, of course, later on today, once Valorant is done today, we have something a little bit special for all those Pokemon card lovers. We have an individual coming in who has a heavy base set booster box, like the very first set that ever came out in Pokemon.
Wow.
This thing is sealed. It's not going to be for much longer. It's an extremely valuable Pokemon card box, and you know the goals they hit the Charizard. We're looking for that Charizard.
Oh, yeah. You guys
And
really put all your resources into this, huh?
it's everybody's pretty excited, to say the least. And they're also going to be bringing a couple of other booster boxes from other vintage sets. Not the base sets, but still some older stuff. So they're very, very excited. The TOs are very excited because, as you can say, this is some rare stuff. So how appropriate to have our esports and our card games finish things off with the card games of sorts. But it does sound like we have the clock ticking on down. We got, I think it was Cheesecake who disconnected that time by. They are back and ready to rock. And of course, this game's still tied up. But of course, Tedward won game one.
Another correct read from the Gangy high-rise.
Oh, gosh.
Banking on that A aggression, it is going to pay off. They are going to find that Raise ult onto Snorlax, opening up that first blood in the round. Coma, meanwhile, holding off A main. And Tedward Gaming immediately just deciding to pause, trying to slow down, reevaluate what they're going to do. Looks like they are trying to take that elbow space, even though one of their teammates just died, which honestly I respected. That's kind of a power move. Why give them that respect when you can just kill them?
Absolutely. Yeah, they might have swung. They might have swung and got the first punch, but it doesn't mean you just run away. You got to counter some way or another.
Yeah,
and yeah, they're all in a relatively decent position here on this A site. They do have to be careful of high rise though. And I believe the Omen there on this side of the Gangy, some backup is here, but now the smokes are coming on through. I think it is becoming apparent that A is the way to go. Gwester is right here, finds one, but it's going to get immediately traded out by Sev. But now Coma is there alongside High Rise as well. High Rise does get the one, immediately jumping onto Sev, taking down one for one for one for one over and over again. And it is all up to Nyx on the Omen, who has like 20 HP left to go versus 2. And High Rise has been on an absolute tear. I don't see you getting through this one.
Maybe not, but there's always next round. Still, the round is not over yet. Nyx is aware of Foxy's position, is going to try to get that kill, but unfortunately the shots do not connect. Foxy Lee gets the final kill and the 4th round for the Gangy.
And apparently that pistol could just straight up send you to the Shadow Realm. What was that death animation? But
oh, who knows?
That was kind of cool, to say the least. One of the nice things that I do like about Valorant, though, like everybody always flaunts the shop and or whatever I have in the shop. I'm never buying a cosmetic. Don't come at me. But the fact that they do have the death animations, I always thought was a really, really, really cool touch. It could be anything from sending someone to the Shadow Realm to straight up planting a tree on somebody. I've seen it all.
or like
it's funny.
Yeah, there's another one where it's like just a ball of water and it makes it rain, like it makes the map rain. I love that one. That one's cool.
Next will be the salt shaker, but
as we say that though, Snorlax over-aggressing a little bit into CT on A, getting immediately headshot by High Rise. Sev though is still gonna get that plan down. Despite the death of their duelist, they do have that breach already to try to counteract any retake attempts from the Gangy. But on the side of the Gangy, they do have that Cypher, that Neural Theft. It is going to be uploaded. Nyx
Okay.
tries to TP, but it gets the timing with the breach ult wrong, and I think everyone got the timing wrong because the Gangy just kind of killed everyone.
Okay, Alt F4 and everybody's gone there for that one. A fantastic couple rounds here for the Gangy after that timeout. I don't know what was in the water at break, but they are finding the shots necessary to clean house right now.
Yep. Imagine someone goes to get food for like 2 seconds, and they, expect Tedward Gaming to win that round, and then they come back, and it's just immediate death. That's unfortunate.
I mean, low-key, though, one of those things about LAN experience I actually really heavily stress the players is they really underestimate the power of food and drink. Because
yeah, I can see that.
Like, come on now. Like, we're all gamers. We don't want to necessarily leave the computer. We got to keep on competing. Then you start feeling that little pain on the right side of your head, and you realize
the headache sets in.
the headache sets in.
Shakes.
You've dehydrated yourself. You're starving. And another team comes on in and just plows through you. As we see High-Rise just taking Duck-a-Doobie right off the board. Fantastic first kill.
Yeah, High-Rise has been taking their vitamins. They are well fed.
100%.
They're just going crazy this map. Gwester playing it safe in market, just kind of waiting for their team. Majority of Tedward Gaming is up towards B, and that's probably where they're going to end. But Nyx, meanwhile, the Smokes player, up on that A, trying to look for a kill. Oh, the timing is crazy. They do decide to engage High-Rise, and of course, they're better. They just win it. So that is a free gun for Nyx. And now it will draw rotates over from the Gangy, or at least half rotates, maybe?
I was going to say, the Gangy, I think, actually used that Omen ultimate to go back to the site that does not have the spike. So now Snorlax dives on through, does not know his type matchups. Close combat is super effective against Snorlax, immediately goes down. Cheesecake goes down shortly after the fact. And now these other two have to come from afar to try and get onto site. And extremely difficult. Polywig says hi with the bubble attack. It makes things extremely difficult, but it is all up to a 2-on-2. But the spike is planted. Time's running out.
Nyx trying their best. Yeah, trying their best, but their best was not good enough. They immediately get killed in the TP. It's all up to Coma to get that diffuse. It's up to Cheesecake to try to get that, but unfortunately it will not be what was not meant to be.
Oh, an elimination on top of it, just for that little icing on the cake as well. But what happened to the poor Omen? I think
we've all been there.
I think we've all done that at least once.
Come on. Sometimes you need. It's a rite of passage if you play Omen to just TP into like 5 sight lines. Like you just have to. If you haven't done it at least once, you're not a true Omen player.
Yeah, I feel like it happens more often than we think, but absolutely a rite of passage indeed. But with the way this is going here, the Gangy are looking actually pretty strong here so far on Sunset. Granted, still have half time and the swapping of sides to go, so it could very well flip on its head at that point. But momentum definitely on the Gangy side as they take a very safe defensive approach. Just everybody kind of spread out like a line of scrimmage here to start this one off.
Right. Kind of leaning towards that sort of mid, sort of A. Probably expecting the Tedward Gaming's, probably expecting something aggressive from Gangy, but so far it has not come. So they will use that silence as an indicator to take that mid space. And they would be correct. The Gangy just playing passive, expecting aggression from Tedward Gaming, and they would be correct because Nyx does get that first kill onto Foxy. And it looks like with that pick, they will open up the A site and look to end A.
Yeah, debating on it, hovering around it, but nobody on the Gangy is really fully committing just yet. But you can tell they're starting to get a little bit of discomfort based off the way they are moving. And now I think that's probably opportunity for them to go. Sure enough, blitzing onto the site is going to be Tedward Gaming with Cheesecake finding a double, but Gwester does at least get one right back onto Snorlax. But now Sev and the rest of the Tedward squad moving on forward. High-Rise has been on something else so far here in this game. Looking for another one after taking Sev out right around the corner. It's going to be Gwester going down. High-Rise with the second. Has to go through 2 and the defuse. Not going to happen. It is going to be Nyx to shut that one down, and that's going to bring this up to a 6-4 game here.
So we have another close game on our hands, huh?
That we do. This is what we were looking for. The exciting matches coming up here in the summoning. Had a pretty slow start to pools, but now the payoff is happening.
Totally. And it seems like another even buy for both teams. Not bad at all. The ult economy is generally the same. pretty close to Sovalt, I believe, too. Honestly, again, a lot of things at their disposal, a lot of things that they could do. This time, though, it seems like Tedward Gaming going for a bit of a more spread out play, just try to get info wherever they can. Gangy equally spread out.
Jeez. Nobody told that to Snorlax, though, immediately beelining it towards the site.
Oh, but getting caught by the trip and just getting spammed down by Gwester, that is a punish if I have ever seen one. I don't think, yeah, Foxy was not aware of Nyx, is able to get that kill and get out with their life. Kind of impressive, but also sort of a misplay from Foxy to not be aware of that.
Oh, look at this, though. Tedward Gaming immediately swaps right on over. Nyx here is going to cause some interference in this mid so that Gangy actually don't necessarily know what's going on, but they are going to be in for a rude awakening when they have all sights on B, and hey, notification, spikes planted.
Yeah, just a small...
3K.
Yeah,
Okay.
not time sensitive at all, you know, it's fine.
Yeah,
We'll be fine.
not to alarm you, but spike planted. Here it comes, and now it is going to be all up to High-Rise, who does have the op. So did manage to get the elimination there on to Nyx,
Still,
but
I think they're saving.
I think you have to hang on
no
to
way
this.
You can, yeah, with an op.
You're in the lead. You have a very, very expensive gun.
Yeah.
Let's just let them have that one.
Unless you have walls like we do, it's not happening. Sorry. Yeah, High-Rise just kind of chilling, enjoying their vacation in LA. New Heights Recreation Center. Would you go to do recreational activities there?
I would imagine that's probably what you would do at a rec center, absolutely. But we'll have to see. Are they going to actually hunt them down here? They're looking for them, actually.
Yeah, I think they want to get rid of that up.
That would actually be huge if it does end up happening. High-Rise has a hunch as to what's going on. Probably saw some of the explosions and a big pick there to keep them alive. But the flank from behind, the shot, they managed to get another elimination and keep the op.
The hunt did not work. The hunt did not work at all. That's what happens when you try to ego an op, and with that, Coma will be calling that timeout.
Okay, so a little bit of instant regret coming out here,
Yeah,
but
just a little bit.
that one hurt a little. But
Yeah, that's a mental breaker, I think.
Good on High-Rise to find those shots, though.
Yeah, clean. Definitely very clean.
Some extra eco damage, some extra mental damage, and
emotional damage.
Emotional damage, indeed. It may not be on the stat sheet, but it is definitely a thing here. So after the timeout we saw the first time by, that seems to be when the Gangy went absolutely crazy. But now...
Yeah, something just clicked, you know?
Yeah, well, what happens this time here? Can Tedward sense that maybe there's a little bit of a bleeding effect kind of going on? Or this one's actually on the defender side here, so this is Gangy trying to take it slow.
Yeah, you know, it's always good to slow things down. I feel like both of these teams, despite how aggressive that they've both been getting, they've been giving a decent amount of respect to each other. And I like that. I like that when when players in general can recognize the skill of other players in the server. And
I feel like there's only one player here so far that kind of took game one for granted and picked something with a little bit of ego in there. And I'm unfortunately going to be kind of putting this over to Snorlax. This Neon, I see it run in and I see it die. I don't see it do much else. Would I like the commentators curse this and watch him get a 5K? Yes, absolutely. But as of right now, the player has just been a ward.
Pretty much. It's hard to play a good Neon. It's a really difficult and I don't even play Duelist, but it's a really difficult balancing act, especially on Neon, probably more than any other Duelist, of aggression and knowing when to wait. And as I say that, Snorlax is going to get one and be traded 1-for-1, so it's a 4v4. A little bit of damage onto the KO for the side of the Gangy. Cheesecake trying to bide their time, trying to wait it out. Mako though.
To say, these knives are actually so annoying.
Yeah, right?
He's just locking down at least one person, two on that last one, and just any sort of plan that Tedward had is just getting slowed by a couple seconds every time.
It looks like the Gangy is aware of this B hit by now. They're getting the Gecko already, probably waiting for the plant. Maka is concussed, unfortunately does not get the kill into Cheesecake. Cheesecake detained? I've never seen this animation before, just standing still is getting...
Are you locked in that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And they're gone.
Yeah, we blink and it's over. Yeah, Tedward Gaming ties it up at a 6-6 half.
Shoutouts to whatever Gecko's... Was that the ultimate that came out there? Is that
Thrash.
what that came on? Crash? Looks like a Chi-Yu with armor on it. Just going to put that out there. I've been calling the rest of his little Pals Poliwags. The ultimate shall be a Chi-Yu. Just to stay on theme here. But hey, once again, one team calls a timeout and the other one gets a victory. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What do you do then?
Yeah,
this was not supposed to go this way.
Yeah, if anything, Gangy, I think they kind of wanted to keep this momentum going so they can maybe bring this to Game 3. Although if Tedward keeps this going, we're going to have our grand final sooner than we think.
Yeah, and it looks like the Gangy is trying to get aggressive towards mid. Maybe a little bit of B control, but mainly mid. But it looks like Tedward Gaming read it. They understand the importance of that mid control, immediately sending that smoke. That may seem like it's not doing a lot now, but it's good to send those kind of smokes early for that early conditioning, conditioning teams to sort of be afraid of the smoke. Even though this round there was no one to sort of capitalize off of it, I have a feeling it'll come in handy in later rounds for sure.
Absolutely. Nyx here, pistol in hand, is about to get a collision course with at least 2, maybe 3 members of the Gangy. Going to get blinded for their efforts as well, and that is going to be 2 eliminations real quick. Going to be going over to the Gangy. Finds a third as well. Foxley is going to find it. Going to get traded out eventually. Duck, there's Duck. I haven't found them in a couple of rounds here, it feels like. But Duckadooby is going to get that one nonetheless. Has one player alongside them. Snorlax, it's your time to shine. You got the speed, but how's your shot? You got 4 to deal with.
We will see. Already Snorlax getting collapsed in. Finds the first, shoots the Gecko Flash through the smoke. Okay, we have an Aimer on our hands.
Let's say if Snorlax is on point, this is actually doable.
Okay, well the first shot was good. I'll give them that. But unfortunately, the Gangy will take the first pistol, or the second pistol round.
Yeah, appropriately enough, regardless of the speed, if you get ganged up on like that, well, good luck to you. That's still a pretty sick sheriff shot, though.
Did you just do pun again?
Yep. What are you going to do about it?
Absolutely nothing. I'm going to continue casting like nothing happened. Tedward Gaming having a read.
No, I'm just kidding.
Tedward Gaming, fortunately, reading the Gangy's position. Is this going to be maybe not a 5v5, but a 4v5 brawl?
This looks like a blitz ready to happen, though. Absolutely. Here we go.
Snorlax is running in. High-Rise was just satcheling in. Tries to get that cheeky sheriff shot, but somehow High-Rise completely stunned, gets that kill. High-Rise gets another kill. Snorlax finding 2 of their own, evening it. No, not evening it up. Still, 2v3, escaping by the skin of their teeth from Foxy. And now both of the last remaining members of Tedward Gaming are stuck in that stairs area.
I'll tell you what, that was some...
Unaware of the Cypher Cam? I think they broke it.
Yeah, maybe right at the right moment there, but I'll tell you what, that was some Overwatch levels of visual diarrhea right there. Just everything all over my screen as we now have a 3-on-2. Maka's going to find Snorlax. No Snorlax with the shotgun's going to get the elimination, actually, but a 1-on-1 for Snorlax versus the Cypher. Foxley is there. Snorlax is next to the no HP, but they got the 4K to clutch it! Wow!
I'm speechless.
Okay,
what can I say at this point that I haven't said already? Snorlax good. You have 10 HP, it doesn't matter. Snorlax good. This game is not real. We're just having fun here, I guess. That was insane.
Okay, look, I made the joke that it felt like Snorlax was falling a little bit short here. I knew this was going to get turned into a commentator's curse for the better for them.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have to do this more often to everybody because this is just absolutely working. I went from the bottom of the field to now like second on the squad, and with sheriffs of all things.
So what you're saying is that Tedward Gaming, their last round went to you.
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to say that, but I'm just saying that the spirit is there. And maybe if I want to check my ego a bit, maybe you're onto something. But Snorlax moving on through. I think they just straight up walked past somebody.
I think so.
Right through the smoke when nobody happens to notice each other.
Yeah, the Gangy just looking for that initial pick. They left the bomb. They're not looking to commit to anything yet. They leave the bomb and spawn Nyx. Seeing the barrage utility, gets out. Comes back though, what a nicely placed blind. Decides not to swing off of it though. Good decision as there are many people in aiming right now. Nyx kind of testing the waters, testing their limits. Luckily they have a TP to get out and they have teammates to help them now on site as the Gangy collapse in onto A.
Definitely one of those situations where sure, since we have all of the vision in the world, we can see that they kind of gave away their position, but at least in that instance, Tedward Gaming, alongside Snorlax, who does have the finger tasers going on here, just able to tear through the rest of the squad. 2 more left to go, both around that B site. They are going to get this plant, but they're probably going to get jumped immediately.
Oh yeah, just Cheesecake just missing that timing is just gets one tap by Foxy, but Duck-a-Doobie kills off the Omen, and now it is up to Foxy to sort of clutch it out themselves. Unfortunately, Duck-a-Doobie is just too aware for that. Gets the Phantom headshot and defuses the bomb, getting Tedward Gaming to their 8th and taking the lead in this match.
All right, definitely momentum in Tedward Gaming's position once again, just ever since the opposing team's timeout, have been able to find win after win after win. And just looking very, very good for them so far. Lots of, or I guess I don't want to say lots of credits to play with. Like, they're healthy, but they're not recklessly healthy.
Yeah, it could be better, you know?
Meanwhile, you take a look at the side of the Gangy, and I see a lot of like hundreds and like maybe 150. So definitely a little bit painful there for the side of the Gangy. Definitely need something to kind of break that momentum right here, right now.
For sure. A little bit of a spread out from the Gangy. Snorlax immediately just taking that B main control. As you do on Neon, you can just run in wherever you want. But the Gangy, off of that, decides, hey, we're not dealing with that. They just clutched around with a Sheriff on 8 HP, so we're gonna go the other way, where where the Cypher is. Good decision, probably, because even though High-Rise dies, they do get traded. Maka gets one of their own, and now Coma is planting, and Gangy have control of A.
It's because the trade happened. All the information is there, but hey, so is a planted spike versus 4. So good luck trying to breach this one. It looks like they're all going to be going in from the same corridor here. Going to be a little bit awkward to try and get on through a little bit. Hey, I feel that. Jump scare Neon, and not going to be jump scaring the opposing squad. That's going to be Foxley immediately shutting that down. So it's going to be up to Cheesecake and one other. Cheesecake does end up falling, which means it is all up to our lone Omen friend here on this side of Tedward. But it looks like the Gangy.
Oh, it's so doable.
Oh my gosh, I was actually extremely close. But the Gangy do stop the bleeding and tie this right back up.
One thing about all these players, you cannot count any one of them out.
It really seems that way, eh?
Yeah, like 1v whatever situation, it doesn't matter who it is. I don't know, all of these players have a capability to just clutch around. Like, sometimes teams are known for that one specific player who's like their clutch man, you know, like they're just really good in those 1vx situations. But it just feels like I don't know, if some teams have one, these teams have like 3 each. Maybe everyone is a clutch man, who knows? But I don't know, roundabout way of saying they're doing really well. Snorlax tries to once again go for that aggressive stun play, but immediately dies. Cheesecake, though, is able to trade them out with a Bucky, get some more damage onto Omen, but is able to unfortunately does not secure the kill. High-Rise punishes Nyx for their over-aggression and gets that kill onto them as well, leaving the Gangy in a 4v2 situation.
I mean, it ended up being just over-aggression for everybody there on Tedward. With the exception of Duck-a-Doobie here, who is managed to find a double. Sev is actually, these 2 players just kind of anchoring the background have been able to tie this one up.
We blinked and now, the roles were just reversed.
Yeah, now it's up to Foxley to try and get the 1v2. Looks for one. Oh, that's a COD timing if I've seen it. Unfortunate there. And so what looks like was going to be an absolute terabad rounds there for Tedward after an over-aggressive push just led to 3 people getting eliminated immediately. Turned into a round for them and the lead again.
Yeah, you really got to congratulate Foxy for, or not Foxy, Duck-a-Doobie.
That was a good round.
Sev for holding down that site. Like, that round was all them, I think. The first half of it for Tedward was like kind of bad. But like the next half, they made up for it in the later half of that round. So luckily they were able to bring it back. I think Gangy taking that aggressive mid control once again.
I think Solo Q kind of trains you for that one. How many times have your teammates just run in like that? And hey, guess what? It's only up to you and one other. And it's only like 10 seconds into the round. Hey, high five, good luck.
Yep. But get really good at it after a while.
Fair enough. As we now see another good engagement here for Duck-a-Doobie. Does manage to take out of High-Rise, who has been doing fantastic so far in this game. Sev taking care of one as well. But it is going to be the Gangy fighting themselves back into this one with pistols and sheriffs alike, doing some damage, but still plenty of tools available here for Tedward, as they do also have some ultimates to play in a worst-case scenario.
Even 3v3 for both teams. Cheesecake, though, already in an advanced position, expecting that B rotate, and they might just be right. Yeah, they are. The rest of the Gangy coming over towards B. Cheesecake could be good for 1, maybe even 2. So much pressure taken off as Dukadubi finds Coma already.
Nice.
Cheesecake mid contact just easily gets both, bringing Tedward Gaming to double digits and a solid lead.
Just a casual 2 headshots, you know, to clean that one up. Nicely done, Cheesecake. The scoreboard does not do your aim justice, to say the least there. So, fantastic job nonetheless. High Rise is going to be currently leading this lobby here in terms of eliminations with 23. After having, especially early on in this game, I felt like High Rise is just popping off like everywhere. But like you were saying, it seems like everybody is having their kind of clutch moment, regardless of which role you are, duelist, support, whatever.
Yeah, and sometimes it's
multiple.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even a clutch. It's like some other kind of moment. It's just like an ace, a 4K. Really good supporting utility. Like it's just so many moments, and it all comes together so nicely. But the Gangy deciding to take that aggressive A main once again with that Gecko ult. Unfortunately, does get broken. Snorlax does get one of their own with the support from the Sova ult. Cheesecake gets another. So it's this is the Snorlax and Cheesecake show, baby. Like we're lock in, strap in. We are here. Snorlax. There's not even much Foxy can do. Snorlax gets their 3rd on the round and just an easy 11th round for Tedward Gaming.
Yeah, so they busted Chiu's face in immediately, and then just immediately bulldozed the entire area. And now we're going to see all the momentum flip once again, because here comes the timeouts, but this time it is going to be the Gangy again for a timeout. And granted, we are starting to get into that kind of dire rounds where round 12, round 13 is right on the corner.
Right.
And that is also going to be your tournament life, like in contention once again as well, because of course no double elimination bracket this time by. It's going to be all single, best of 3. It's now or never.
Yeah, something I noticed those last 2 rounds, I know earlier you made a comment about Snorlax's Neon pick being a little bit like egoistic maybe.
That's what it felt like, at least at first. I feel like I'm getting proven wrong a little bit.
I was going to say, like, these last couple rounds, I feel like something has just kind of clicked. Or maybe I don't know, maybe something clicked, maybe they got lucky, who knows. But for the sake of...
It's always calculated.
Yeah, whatever. It's always calculated. So they figured something out, and now I noticed that they're working a lot better off of their teammates' utility. Like the support with dashing in with the support from the Sova ult, that was so cool.
That was extremely cool, yeah. Because, okay, you're going to be dealing with this big thing just covering up half your screen, and oh, by the way, there's Snorlax.
Good luck. Do your best.
Yeah, dodge one, get hit by the other. It's just, you cannot win, it seems. But if the Gangy want to win this, they need to start winning some rounds immediately or drop one and just be perfect, which we know is just basically impossible. I don't care how good you are. Snorlax is literally going to live with a single hit point, but man, just to win the trade.
Oh, maybe not for long.
Oh, no.
Trying to dodge the molly, and, yep. But luckily, Dukadubi and Sev are there to help out, and they each get one of their own, putting the numbers advantage up for the Gangy.
Putting Worth
for Tedward Gaming, excuse me.
I'm calling Worth in all chat every time if I'm Snorlax.
I may be colorblind. Anyways, notice the breach in spawn for Tedward Gaming. Does Foxy expect it, though?
Oh, I guess so.
I don't know what just happened there. But anyways, now they popped the Cypher ult. And all of Tedward's Gaming's positions are known, so it's really like, where do you go now? What do you do?
And fair enough, all of them are on the B side, so get this thing planted and get yourself into a post-plant. We do see Foxley is right in a collision course with 2, going to be end up being 3 members on the side of Tedward Gaming. Gets a little bit of damage done to the Sova at least, but that is about it. Dukadubi still alive, leading the charge. Suppressed, so this is definitely irritating. Wins the duel though. Foxley does end up going down, so it's going to be all up to Maka. Not quite going to be the case. Dukadubi really starting to get on fire here in these last couple of rounds, and it's going to put Tedward Gaming onto match point in the semifinal.
My second standout player of this series has been Dukadubi. They can do it all. They can play the Raze and they can play the Senti. Like they've just been doing really good so far. Their impact, even, I mean, yeah, they're top fragging right now, but even like when they weren't, you could just kind of, you understood their impact, you know? Their sight holds were like really good. Their flanks and their lurks were like very well timed. It all came together very well.
There's many times in game number 1 where Dukadubi was just like aim diffing them.
Yeah.
And then just winning these trades that you would not expect to happen.
Yeah.
But then this has been, I don't want to call it necessarily a masterclass, but a very, very good performance in regards to positioning and capitalizing on mistakes. And as we are going to actually see Snorlax be the first to fall, but it is going to be answered by Cheesecake immediately. So Snorlax does the job to trade 1-for-1 this time by. And now we're getting ourselves into the mosh pit, and it is going in the favor of Gangy for at least the time being. Sev does manage to find Maka, but as of right now, it is going to be 1 left here, but it is going to be the Gangy getting the plant down, all up to Sev.
Sev in this 1v2 situation. Will they expect Coma right there? They do expect High Rise, but unfortunately High Rise was ahead of it. They did get their 3rd on the round, and they bring the Gangy up to 9 points.
It's not over just yet here. High Rise showing up. It's like, hey, you might be top fragging your team, but look at the lobby, bro. Like 26 now. Had maybe a quiet round of maybe getting 1 elimination per round, as if that's a bad thing, but good on High Rise so far to keep the rest of the squad, or good on Gangy in general for keeping themselves in the game. And now with a couple of ultimates on deck, you can absolutely do some damage here, especially if that rocket hits the right spot.
Oh yeah, but we will see. Luckily, A is going to be heavily supported once again. I think Snorlax is going to dash backwards. Yep. Luckily, nothing happens. They don't die, but they also don't get any kills. The Gangy deciding to respect that aggressive one-way and go over towards B instead, where Dukadubi is all by their lonesome with their setup. But if we know anything about Dukadubi, it's that they can anchor a site, and they can do it very well. So let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, we're going to teleport back here. Oh gosh, here comes the minion. I call it the minion, but coming in to make things a little bit difficult here. Cheesecake finds 1, finds a 2nd, looks for a 3rd, absolutely will clutch it. High Rise is there. Can they try to turn this one around? Shock Dart, he's going to do a little bit of damage just to tickle him a little bit. And just like that, they get hunted down. The momentum has been shattered, and Tedward Gaming, you will see phase up in the grand final.
Didn't I... Wait. Okay, I don't remember if I said this, but I did say I wanted to see phase up versus Tedward Gaming. I did say that. Yes, I did. So I guess I got my wish.
Oh,
cool.
there you go.
I'm excited for that. That's gonna be so fun. Yeah, good work to Tedward Gaming. Good work to the Gangy. Very good showing from both teams.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, like this is a 2-0, but it's not like it wasn't well fought. That was no stomp in any way, shape, or form there. You could kind of tell both teams had strings of momentum where they were just basically unstoppable until the opposite team would just hit a brick wall. But we're seeing, like, at the end of the day, everybody is a great sport here. And we have GGs all around, and it's just awesome to see. Like, we're used to seeing the collegiate community around here, but it's awesome to see just the open Windsor and an area esports community coming together for an event like this. Just I look forward to more stuff like this.
Totally. And with that being said, we will have our grand finals coming up very soon after this break.